Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Practical Organic Living. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how to grow and harvest Sakata melons. Sakata melons are a small melon that is about the size of a baseball, and it's a sweet dessert melon, meaning that you can cut it open and eat it, skin and all. So why would you want to grow this melon? If you really like sweet melons, this is the melon for you. This has a really high bricks, gotten anywhere from 14 to even 18 bricks, which is really high for a melon. And these can be easily consumed out of the hand. You could even eat the skin if you wanted to. And because the size is so small, you don't have to worry about not being able to finish the melons like you would for a watermelon. Another reason why you might want to grow this is because you can grow a lot of melons in a very small amount of space. So you can probably get a higher yield of melon for the Sakata melon than you would for something else like a cantaloupe or a watermelon. So we start our seeds around April, and we plant the melons in May in the ground. And they usually grow slowly in June, and it's really July that they just grow like crazy and start setting fruit. And August is about the time when you can expect these melons to start not just forming but also ripening. So as you can see here, we grow our melons up a trellis. So these melons look quite dead because we were out for a couple weeks and we had a heat wave while we were out. And after we came back, we had a very cool weather. So it got hit with powdery mildew and not enough water to begin with. So speaking of water, we have drip irrigation. We have a video on that if you'd like to see it. These get watered every day for about 30 minutes or so. So they need quite a bit of water once they're growing, but once they have finished forming fruit, you actually don't want to water them that much because they might split, and also because you want them to concentrate on ripening the fruit. So you want to withhold waters like you would with any melon so that they're actually a little bit sweeter. And our goal on this channel is not to become fertilizer experts. And as for fertilizer, as with everything in our garden, we don't give a special fertilizer. We just use homemade compost. And we have a couple videos on that if you're interested. So now I'm going to talk about how to harvest a Sakata melon. So there are a couple of signs that you know they're ready. The most obvious one is the color. When it turns from green to yellow, that's the first cue that it might be ready. The second thing is to actually feel the bottom. And if there's a slight give on the bottom, that means it's ready. Another thing that we like to do actually is a smell test. So we will actually smell it to see if it smells like a melon. If it smells like a melon, it's ripe like a melon. And a bonus tip on knowing if it's actually truly ripe is if you take a closer look here. We've noticed that when the tops kind of start splitting like that, that means it's ready. There's no way to know if it's ready than to actually pick it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll harvest this one, for example. So all you have to do is just twist it like that. See, and it came down pretty easily, just like that. And sometimes when you harvest it, it'll start oozing brown sugary sap. That's actually one of the best ways that we've discovered that's ripe. If it's not ripe, it's not going to ooze out this brownish looking liquid. And this is just sugars, I think. So what I'm going to do now is wash this real quick. So I gave this a real quick rinse, and this is what it looks like. I'm now going to cut into this and show you what it looks like inside. And voila. Alright, so this is what it looks like inside. It basically looks like a really small honeydew. And I'm gonna first test the bricks, get some juice like that. And I've got a bricks meter. This is a reading on the bricks meter. So it's clocking it at 16.7, close to 17. So that means this is probably gonna be pretty sweet. Let me scoop out the seeds and show you what it looks like inside. And our chicken's actually really liking the seeds. So I actually saved this for chickens in the back. That's what the seeds look like. It's very syrupy, so I know it's gonna be super sweet. Now, okay, I'm gonna need like a skin on like an apple here. So very crunchy. If this were chilled, you could taste the sweetness even more. But this is like the sweeter version and the crispier version of the honeydew. I highly recommend people try growing this. The flavor is something that can't really be beat. You're not gonna find these in farmers markets because these don't ship very well because they have basically no rind. That was our really quick video on planting, growing, and harvesting Sakata melons. We hope this video inspired you to think about growing Sakata melons. There are a lot of melons out there that are great to grow, and this is one of them. We'll also try out other small melon varieties in the future and compare to the Sakata melon. So that's it for this video, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.